Good morning, grade 2. So, in our last session, we talked about dividing by 2 and we solved all related problems on your pupils and activity box. Today, we're going to talk about even and odd numbers, and we are going to learn what do we mean by even or odd numbers and how to differentiate between both. So here, if I asked you to to divide them into groups of 2, each group do we have here? We have to divide it into groups of 2. So I'll start with the first one, the first ball here. I can't because I only have one ball, so there is no groups of 2 and there is one left over, right? One left over. Let's go for the second one. We have 2 balls, right? So I can make one group of 2 and with 0 leftovers. Okay, so we say that 2 balls or number 2 can be divided by 2 without any leftovers. 0 leftover. There's no leftover. Let's go for number 3. We have 3 balls here. We have one group of 2 and again there is left over. 1 left over. So 3, if I divided it into groups of 2, 3 divided by 2, there will be one group of 2 and there is left over. One ball left over. Let's go for number 4 balls. I have 2 groups of 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2 groups of 2 and there is no left over. 5 now. How many groups of 2 do I have? 1, 2, 2 groups of 2 and 1 left over. So 5 divided by 2 is 2 and there is left over. 1 left over as usual. Now let's go for 6 balls here. We have 6 balls and we want to divide it into groups of 2. How many groups will I get? So 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and there's no left over. So 6 divided by 2, there's no left over as a result. Let's go for 7 and start dividing it into groups of 2. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and there is left over. So 7 divided by 2 has 1 as a leftover. Let's go for 8 groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 equal groups of 2 and there is no left over. Let's go for 9. 1, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, and there is left over. So 9 divided by 2 is equal to 4 groups and there is 1 left over. And the last number, which is 10 balls. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, and there is no left over. So 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5 equal groups of 2 and there is no left over. Now here we note that in number 1, number 3, number 5, 7, and number 9 here, all of them, when we divide it into groups of 2, it has 1 left over. But number 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, when we divide it by 2 didn't has any left over. So let's go, and our conclusion from this, all of this, is any number that can be divided by 2 with no leftover is called, like 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. All of them are called even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 are called even numbers. Now, the numbers that when we divided it by 2 and we had left over after division, which are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, we call them odd numbers. Odd numbers because when we divided it by 2, we had 1 as a leftover. There was a leftover, which is 1. So we have odd numbers and we have even numbers. Odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So from here we note that the even numbers, which are the numbers that can be divided by 2 without leftovers, are the same as the multiples of 2, because we know that the multiples of a number are the numbers that can be divided by the same number without leftovers. So even numbers are the numbers that can be divided by 2 without any leftover. Odd numbers are the numbers that can't be divided by 2, which are the numbers that are not multiples of 2. Another conclusion here, or another information, well, let's say for numbers, for a 1-digit number, I know how to differentiate between even and odd numbers. But if I had a number like 234, how would I know if it is a multiple of 2 or it is not? Well, actually, all what I need to know about, or I care about, is the ones place. If the ones place is an odd number, then the whole number is odd. And if it is an even number, the whole number will be an even number. So whatever I do have of numbers, all I care about is the ones place. So in this example, the number is even or odd. Well, we look at the ones place. 4 is a multiple of 2 or can be divided by 2 without any leftovers. So the whole number, we say it is even number. Taking another example, number 371. Well, is 1 even or odd? Yes, it is odd because it is not multiple of 2. It is not a multiple of 2. So the whole number is odd number. So, well, what about number 0? If we had it in the ones place. If I have number 1, 100. Well, 100 is an even or odd number. As I said, all I care about is the ones place. Is 0 an even or odd number? Well, let's think. If I divided it by 2, will I get any left over? Of course not. There is no left over. So it is an even number. So the whole number is an even number. Okay, I hope you guys got it. Now, in our next lesson, we are going to solve the activity book problems, which is pages 170 and 171. See you guys next time.